Hey, Cowboys Nation. Today, we are diving into the latest updates surrounding America's team, and there's plenty to unpack. The buzz around the squad has been relentless, especially with the latest reports on injuries, practices, and player readiness as Dallas prepares for a key matchup. Let's start with one of the most critical pieces of the puzzle, CeeDee Lamb. He's been a major force for the Cowboys this season, ranking among the top receivers in efficiency despite the occasional drop. Coming off a concussion, Lamb has returned to practice in a limited capacity, and that alone signals real progress. From what we're hearing, he's likely in the fourth stage of the concussion protocol, which is encouraging news for fans who have been anxiously following his recovery. While there are still one or two hurdles for him to fully clear before being clear to play, the direction he's heading is positive, and that could make a huge difference against the Vikings. His absence against Detroit was noticeable, and having him back on the field could elevate the Cowboys' passing game to another level. If for any reason Lamb isn't ready, the team has options with George Pickens and Ryan Fennoy, though it seems likely that Jalen Tolbert would see increased opportunities, considering the rotational pattern the team has used over the past weeks. Overall, seeing Lamb back on the field, even in a limited capacity, provides a sense of optimism about his ability to contribute this week. The concussion protocol is stringent, but based on timelines, if he clears the next stages, he should be available for Sunday's game, which is exactly the kind of boost the Cowboys need. Moving on, let's talk about Jadeveon Clowney and his hamstring situation. Limited practice sessions on Wednesday often indicate that a player is trending in the right direction, and that's precisely the case here. Clowney has been an integral piece of the defense, consistently making an impact when healthy. While hamstring injuries can be tricky and prone to lingering, his involvement in practice signals that he is on track for the upcoming game. If Clowney continues to show progress through the week, we could see him back in action, which would bolster a defensive line facing a Vikings team that is finally healthy and starting to find rhythm. The importance of being at full strength on both sides of the ball cannot be overstated, especially when facing a team that has been showing flashes of offensive dominance recently. Now, Trayvon Diggs remains a topic of much discussion. While head coach Brian Schottenheimer has remained cautious regarding Diggs' return, noting the importance of a proper ramp-up period, it's clear that there is intent to have him back if possible. Diggs has had a complex relationship with the team in recent seasons, particularly due to past injuries and the need for careful management during rehab. His readiness involves not only physical recovery, but also reacquainting himself with the defensive schemes and the nuances of the huddle, especially with some new faces joining the team. The repeated messaging from the coaching staff about Diggs' readiness can be interpreted in different ways, but it seems the organization is committed to bringing him back if he demonstrates full capability. While fans are eager to see him play, the decision ultimately balances his long-term health with the immediate needs of the team. The offensive line has been another area of focus this week, particularly with Tyler Gayton's sideline due to an ankle issue. Offensive linemen are often the unsung heroes of the game, and their health is critical to both protecting the quarterback and establishing the run game. Gayton's absence in Wednesday's practice does raise some concerns, as high ankle sprains can take several weeks to fully recover. If he is unable to participate in practice later in the week, the team may need to adjust, which could involve relying more heavily on backups like Nate Thomas or shifting personnel to ensure continuity on the line. The importance of a cohesive offensive line cannot be underestimated, especially against a defensive front like the Vikings, which has the ability to disrupt the quarterback and create significant pressure. Other players on the injury report are also making headlines. Malik Hooker did not participate in practice due to a personal matter, which remains unspecified, but his presence and contribution are expected to return soon. Jake Ferguson, after a grueling stretch of multiple games in a short span, was limited in practice, which is understandable considering the physical toll of consecutive contests. Hunter Lipke is dealing with a minor hip issue, but given his role primarily on special teams, it's not expected to impact the main rotation significantly. Savone Revel is managing a knee concern, though it doesn't appear to be a major impediment, and Heike Denny fully participated despite his own knee issue, demonstrating resilience and commitment to maintaining his spot on the field. Monitoring these players throughout the week will be crucial, as the Cowboys seek to field the healthiest, most competitive roster possible for a matchup that holds playoff implications. The overall theme emerging from this week's reports is one of cautious optimism. The team is trending in a positive direction regarding player health, with several key contributors gradually ramping up their involvement in practice. The nuances of the concussion protocol, hamstring management, and the incremental return of players like Diggs highlight the meticulous approach the organization is taking to protect its athletes, while also preparing for critical contests. Dallas fans are no strangers to the balance between aggressive play and prudent management of injuries, and this week is no exception. The expectation is that by the time Sunday arrives, the roster will be significantly closer to full strength than it was just a week ago. While the news is encouraging, it's also a reminder of the fragility of football rosters. Injuries, no matter how minor, can quickly alter game plans, impact rotations, and force teams to adapt on the fly. The Cowboys coaching staff has consistently demonstrated the ability to navigate these challenges, utilizing depth players effectively and adjusting schemes to suit available personnel. Whether it's stepping up in the passing game, reinforcing the defensive line, or adjusting to absences on the offensive front, the adaptability of the team will be on full display in this upcoming matchup. In the meantime, fans should watch the progress of CeeDee Lamb closely, as his return could define the offensive tempo. Monitoring Jadeveon Clowney and Trayvon Diggs will also be critical, as their impact on defense can shift momentum in crucial moments. Meanwhile, keeping an eye on the offensive line and backup contributions will provide insights into the team's ability to handle pressure from the Vikings' defensive schemes. Each practice, each drill, and each minor adjustment carries weight, building towards a performance that could shape the Cowboys' path as the season progresses. The interplay between health, preparation, and execution will ultimately determine the outcome, and all indicators suggest that the team is positioning itself to compete at the highest level despite the challenges faced this week. As we continue breaking down the latest from Cowboys camp, the focus naturally shifts to the ripple effects of player readiness and the strategies being employed to mitigate any absences. With CeeDee Lamb progressing through the concussion protocol, the offense has a potential spark that could transform how Dallas attacks on Sunday. Lamb's ability to create separation and consistently produce yards per route run has been a defining factor in the team's aerial success this season. Even limited involvement in practice this week is enough to instill confidence that he can contribute in a meaningful way. The coaching staff has been methodical in monitoring his progress, ensuring that any rush to return does not jeopardize his long-term health. With the mini-bye week behind them, the timing appears ideal for him to re-enter the rotation, allowing quarterbacks and receivers to re-establish timing and chemistry that was slightly disrupted by his absence. The offense will lean on this continuity, and if Lamb is able to suit up, it changes the defensive calculus for the Vikings, forcing them to account for his explosive playmaking ability. On the defensive side, Jadeveon Clowney's limited practice sessions have been closely watched, and the indications are promising. Hamstring injuries require careful management, but Clowney's experience and the team's strategic approach to his workload suggest that he will be ready for game action. His presence not only strengthens the pass rush, but also provides a critical run-stopping element, which will be important against a Vikings offensive line that has been regaining health and cohesion. Clowney's ability to disrupt the pocket and create pressure can force opposing quarterbacks into hurried decisions, which in turn benefits the entire defensive unit. The team's depth along the defensive line will also play a role, allowing for rotation to keep players fresh while maintaining consistent pressure throughout the game. Trayvon Diggs continues to be a subject of intrigue, with his status remaining cautiously optimistic. The coaching staff has emphasized the importance of a full ramp-up period, particularly after missed time, highlighting both physical conditioning and mental preparation within the defensive scheme. Diggs' talent is undeniable, and if he is cleared to participate, he could immediately impact the game, particularly in matchups against top receivers. However, his reintegration is not only about ability, but also timing and synchronization with the rest of the defensive backfield. Any player returning from injury or missed time must reacclimate to the speed of the game and to the nuances of the team's current playbook, ensuring that there are no breakdowns in coverage or communication errors that can be exploited. This careful approach underscores the Cowboys' commitment to maximizing performance while minimizing risk. Turning back to the offensive line, Tyler Gayton's high ankle sprain has created some uncertainty, as offensive line depth is always critical to a team's overall success. High ankle sprains are notorious for lingering, making participation in practice a key indicator of readiness. If Gayton is unable to contribute, it will require adjustments in the lineup, potentially relying on backup players to handle significant responsibilities. This scenario underscores the importance of preparation and versatility along the line, as any gap can quickly become an opportunity for opposing defenses. The Vikings' defensive front has shown an ability to exploit weaknesses, so maintaining cohesion and continuity in blocking schemes is paramount. Backup linemen like Nate Thomas may see increased snaps, and their performance could have a direct impact on both pass protection and the running game, which has been a cornerstone of the Cowboys' offensive identity. But before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the Dallas Cowboys. Feel free to share your thoughts on the news in the comments as well. The Minnesota Vikings suddenly find themselves at the center of a swirling storm of speculation, as a late-breaking development has sent shockwaves through league insiders and given the Dallas Cowboys an unexpected emotional boost heading into their upcoming clash. No one from either organization has stepped forward to confirm the whispers, but the rumor mill is grinding at full speed, and sources close to both camps are hinting that something significant shifted behind the scenes, enough to tilt the psychological balance before a single snap is played. According to people familiar with internal discussions, the Vikings' locker room has grown noticeably tense after what's being described as a last-minute concern involving key preparation details. While nothing official has surfaced, the chatter suggests that strategic adjustments may not be unfolding as smoothly as the team hoped. Coaches have reportedly been locked away longer than usual, and several players were seen leaving facilities with an intensity bordering on frustration. Those watching the situation unfold claim that this unusual energy is not going unnoticed. Meanwhile, in Dallas, the Cowboys appear to be riding a wave of quiet confidence sparked by this sudden twist. Some around the team believe the shift gives them a mental edge, even if the actual facts remain murky. One insider described the mood as alert, focused, and oddly optimistic, as if the Cowboys sense that the Vikings are dealing with something that could affect their readiness or unity. Players, though publicly composed, have been exchanging knowing looks that suggest they are hearing the same rumors the rest of the league is buzzing about. Fans from both sides have taken to social media to dissect every scrap of information, some insisting this is nothing more than pre-game noise, others convinced that the Vikings' sudden cloud of uncertainty could become a turning point before kickoff. What exactly happened remains under wraps, but the timing alone has fueled dramatic speculation and left analysts scrambling to interpret the unfolding situation. For now, all anyone can say for certain is that the Vikings appear rattled, the Cowboys seem energized, and the atmosphere surrounding the matchup has transformed into something far more electric than expected. Whether this mysterious late update truly matters on the field, or whether it's merely psychological warfare, remains one of the most intriguing unknowns hovering over the league. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Dallas Cowboys, please subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. We always look forward to your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.